And COVID really hurt us. We were closed. We were the last person the governor left open, if you can believe it. So it's been a very challenging few years for Edaville. Last year we had a little bit of a cryptic opening with Christmas only. But we stepped back and we said, look, we have to think about reinventing Edaville and how do we go forward and how do we make Edaville permanent and how do we make sense out of this property? And also figure a way to manage the open space related and also potentially do some housing and do it all at one time. So we've decided at this point to turn Edaville into Christmas only, since Christmas was always 70% of Edaville's business, 60 to 70% over the years. We've decided to turn Edaville into Christmas only. So, and with that concept, and those of you that have been there have seen Thomas Land and all the investment there, it's going to be turned into something like you see in Europe, which is a Bavarian Christmas market, like they call Kris Kringle Mart over in Europe. And have us real with all these crafters and people selling wares and things that would make it a very unique Christmas experience for families. And really focus and put all our efforts into that Christmas holiday, starting in November, working through the end of December. We would hold certain potential special events off season, but Edaville would not be open year round like it used to be, or during this 9 months of the year like it used to be. It would just be Christmas would be our entire focus. And if you look at this little green spot here, that's the current part of the current parking lot at Edaville, and has all been modified over the years. And our concept is to take a piece of that parking lot and introduce this housing concept and put the railroad back to where it used to be in the original right-of-way, which works perfectly with this plan, leaving Edaville here on this gray area, and along with that, opening up this open space, which is a big part of Edaville too, opening that up both for the use here for the residents that would be living in our development, but also potentially opening this up for the town residents. Those of you that are familiar, there's a major 600-acre reservoir back here called the Atwood Reservoir. And we own all the land around it up to this point here. The rest of it was owned by Makepeace and now is owned by DCR, which is the state. This is the missing component. And we're proposing here that we would put this in as an open space component to offer people the ability to take long walks. It's 2 miles each way, so it'd be a 4-mile round trip. Bicycles, canoes, kayaks, and those type of things, all passive recreation, no motorized, as part of this. So there'd be a big open space component that would be permanent open space, and a CR would be, which is a conservation restriction, would be placed on it. And the development would be in this small piece here. And then Edaville, as we know it, would be remain, and that's all the developed of Edaville. The area where this green is partially parking lot and partially where there's 2 unfinished rides that never got completed, and they would be demolished and this development would be built. So that's the concept with Edaville, and that we feel would be the best for Edaville's longevity, because I want to see Edaville survive. I want to see Edaville go forward.